So now when I talk about why Black Girls Code is important, I think it's important to go back a little bit to the beginning. If you look back into the 1960s, you'll find that computer scientists in the beginning didn't look so much different than me or many of the women in this room. Many of the very first programmers, so to speak, were women, and they programmed the first supercomputers. When things started to increase and the focus of programming started to increase throughout the next several decades, you found that women represented almost 35% of the degrees in CS. Even Barbie got in on the action. But then something started to change. If you look at this slide, you'll see that although women's entry into traditional STEM fields began to increase, so when you talk about the hard sciences, computer science took a nosedive right after the 80s. And the gap that we now call the digital divide began to widen significantly. A new paradigm emerged of what a computer scientist looked like. And the image of the stereotypical computer geek, which is male, Anglo, began to emerge. This is around the time of the first dot-com boom, and all of the major companies that we now know and love began to take off and explode. When we started Black Girls Code, we were faced with some sobering statistics that really led us and drove us on down this journey. 37% of Black students in California do not graduate from high school. African Americans and Latino students graduate or track at least 3 levels below comparative white students in math and science, as well as language arts. The digital divide in communities of color is so wide. Very much over 90% of our girls have no broadband access and or even access to computer equipment to continue their growth and studies in their homes. And only about 0.3% of girls elect computer science as a major when they go to college. We created Black Girls Code to address these issues and what we like to say, crash that digital divide.